Good evening. Good evening. I am Dr. Telishia Berry, and this is Courageous Woman Live, and I am your host. I am so excited about tonight's show. It is a powerful celebration of legacy, lyrics, and the legendary women who have helped shape the soundtracks of our lives. In honor of the upcoming 2025 Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame induction, we are thrilled to highlight the women behind the music, those words and melodies we've moved generations and broken boundaries. We have some incredible women that will be with us tonight. So I want you to meet them. And you all know them all. There's some amazing women. And I'm just so excited to be a part of Women's Songwriters. And I'm first going to bring up an amazing woman who has put her heart into what she does. She is the founder, Dr. Janice McLean DeLoatch. She's a visionary and founder of the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. And she's a trailblazer in both entertainment and entrepreneurship. Her work continues to champion recognition for women who write the songs we cherish. So I'm going to bring her up and have her talk with you today and get ready to be inspired by these amazing women who we know and love and have listened to their music for generations. So, our first guest is I don't think she's here, but we're going to give her a second. Oh, there she is. How are you? You may be on mute. Let's unmute you. You have to unmute.
Hi, Dr. Berry.
Hey, how are you?
All right. I'm great. Hanging in there.
Awesome. I thank you so much for being here and just doing what you do. It is a amazing thing what you have founded the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. So tell us, first of all, tell us a little bit about you and what motivated you to start the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Oh, thank you for asking. And thank you for having me here today. I'm excited to be here and just in the presence of these incredible ladies that will be joining us here on this talk tonight. So a little about me. I started out as an entrepreneur. I've always had some entrepreneurial pursuits and experiences, and I've created businesses, everything from pantyhose vending machines to what I like to think of as the first TV show about entrepreneurship. Although there were other ones that came. I think I was on the cusp of talking about entrepreneurship about 25 years ago. But you fast forward to my own television programs and my own radio programs that I've had for years. And Women's Songwriters actually was created out of research that I did while working on one of my radio programs, which was about the business of music and where women landed in that particular where they landed in statistics and data. So that's how we ended up here.
Awesome. So you've spoken out about the lack of recognition for women in songwriting. How does the Women's Songwriting Hall of Fame aim to shift the industry's narrative about that?
So it's by actively celebrating and documenting, elevating the achievements of women songwriters, and making the contributions that they've already made, continue to make, and will continue to make after this weekend coming up, which I'm so excited about. Yay! We'll be honoring 10 more women this year. We are working to improve the odds for emerging artists, current artists, and also those women who are veterans and never really had the opportunity to expand their base. So that's what we hope to do.
Okay. Now tell me about the women that will be awarded and inducted this year. So tell me a little bit about those. I think we have a picture of those women.
Yeah, we have. We're celebrating our 5-year anniversary, and we honor women in all genres of music, from rock to jazz. This year we have Vicki Peterson, who was one instrumental in working with the Bangles. We have Janice Ian, who is one of the greatest folk singers, songwriters of our time. We have the fabulous Melba Moore, who will be performing live there. Just has been an entertainer for so many decades, and just incredible talent. We have Brenda Russell, who is, oh my gosh, a beast songwriter, iconic songwriter, and really excited to celebrate Brenda Russell. Janova Magnus is a jazz artist, and she is a huge jazz artist, icon in the industry of jazz, just incredible talent. B.B. King actually gave her an award on stage, and Bonnie Raitt was also the one who helped support her, and just an incredible trailblazer in the field of jazz. And then we have Laurie White. Laurie White is a country singer, but she has written with everybody from B.B. Winans to oh my gosh, her resume is so long I can't even remember it. But she is a country artist, but she has written a little bit with gospel artists, with rock artists, rhythm and blues, jazz, folk. And she's really one of those. She actually was in the movie with Tom Hanks when he was, I forget the movie, where he was stranded on the island talking to the ball. I forget what that is. But she actually had a role in that movie as well, too. So she's also an actress, but someone who has an undeniable talent, never acknowledged, never celebrated, and we get the opportunity to do that with her. Regina Belle is another timeless entertainer. She'll be receiving the Lifetime Legacy and Achievement Award. And then, oh my gosh, Yolanda Yo-Yo Whitaker is the first rap inductee we will have. So yay, I'm excited about that. This is our 5th year, and that's a milestone for us, being able to honor women in the rap music genre as well. So we also honor Dr. Stacey L. Smith, who is Educator of the Year, and her research is in part how we were able to formulate some of the topics that we did when we were talking on the radio show about the music business and where women fared in it. But also we round out with Julie Giroux, who has been for the last 5 presidential inaugurations. Julie Giroux has composed all of the music that you hear them play when the president is marching in and the vice president. And then we round out by with Asha Putli, who is from India, an Indian songwriter, an icon in India, and Christina Shusho, who is an iconic songwriter from Africa. And then we round out with our host, Claudia Jordan, who will be hosting for that night. And on Friday, our songwriting contest, we have Money Sutton, who used to work with World Star Hip Hop. So this year is so exciting. I mean, I'm just so excited about this year, every year, but this year is also our milestone year as well, too.
All right. Well, it sounds like it is going to be super exciting. I can't wait to be there. I've been there many times. It's always an amazing, amazing event. And I look forward to being there and celebrating this milestone with you. I wanted to just ask you, a lot of times we have ideas like this, and some people it just stays in an idea. Was it something that this idea did you have for a while, or you just said, you woke up, you had it, and you just went with it? Well, how was that moment when you decided that, this is an idea I want to move on?
Well, I have a lot of ideas, right? Sometimes I make my family and my friends a little crazy because I have so many ideas that sometimes I just have to stop having ideas. I have so many. But I didn't just wake up and say, "Oh, I'm going to go do this." I think one of the things that some people don't realize about me is that I've always been an entrepreneur. I've always been a creative person. I've always pushed for women, children, and minorities. But I've also had a lot of training and a lot of background working in radio and television and graduate programs where I from Babson College and Penn State and women's leadership studies. So this thought came in 2018, 2019, but then I tried to get other people to do it. I said, you should do this. I really don't have time. And they were like, well, I don't have time either. So it was funny. And I just kept looking at it and revisiting it. And then with the radio show, it came up again and the thought came back again. And some people may not understand this, but for me, it was a spiritual journey. It was a spiritually, I feel, appointed mission. It's not something that I really set out to do. It kind of happened as a fluke and by accident, but I realized how important it was when the women I started talking to understood the value of it and helped me understand the value of it, because it is valuable what we're doing. And I don't know, over the last 5 years, I have noticed how more women are starting to be acknowledged and supported and celebrated. And I don't know, maybe it's just because COVID did something to all of us and we all had the same thought at the same time. Whyever it's happening, however it's happening, whoever does it, I'm not worried about that. It should happen. And why is it important? Because history is always important. And we're making history right now.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I think it's awesome. Like I said, I can't wait. I've been there. Tell us about some of the other ladies that have been inducted over the years.
Oh, wow. You know that, well, you don't know, to your listeners and everyone, I just want to say this is our 5th year. And in 5 years, we will be inducting 54 women, which far outranks the 7.9% where we were when I started doing this 5 years ago. So we've inducted Roberta Flack, Naomi Judd, Ann Hampton Calloway, who did the theme song, The Nanny. A lot of people know her from that. Angie Stone was with us last year. We got to celebrate her, and it was an incredible moment. She really had quite a number of us in tears, really, because she talked about how her family would always watch the award shows, and they would ask her, why do they never call your name? How come they never talk about you in that way? And she came, and part of her acceptance speech was that she was glad that someone thought enough of her work and the years of creations and songs that she had written and songs that she had been on and sang on. And she was very happy and grateful to know that she wasn't forgotten, that she was loved, and that we recognized, Women Songwriters Hall of Fame recognized her contributions throughout the years with artists and just as an independent artist herself. So we've had Tawatha Agee, we got to honor, the Go-Go's, Climax, Mary Chapin Carpenter, my goodness, Doe, Gloria Estefan, Valerie Simpson. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I forget now.
So. Yeah, it was amazing. I've been there and worked with you couple of those events, and it was always an amazing experience.
We have fun. Yeah, we do.
A lot of fun. Yeah,
we do.
So with this year's 2025 induction ceremony, and how could people support you?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. And I'm going to borrow a quote from the movie Jerry Maguire. Help us help you. Help us help you. Help us help you. And what I mean with that is that I think sometimes it doesn't dawn on people, and I'm speaking in terms of honorees right now, that we need their support too. We're doing the work, we are paving the way, we're trying to widen the space and expand on opportunities for that songwriters who have been in the industry have been in the industry. And what we need is for you to let people know that we're here. We need, when you come, for you to tell people, invite people, ask them to buy tickets, ask them to be a sponsor, ask them to donate, ask them to volunteer, come and do a webinar with us, partner with us on workshops. There's so many ways that past honorees can contribute, but also people who are just interested and emerging songwriters. We're having a songwriting contest and mixer this year, and it is going to be fire. I mean, if you want to have a good time, it's just a good time, but you also get to hear some really unique songs from emerging artists that we've never seen, who rarely have these opportunities to be in a room with veteran songwriters and people in the industry as well too. So how can people help? Buy tickets, come out to the event, support. Okay, well, I'm not on the East Coast, I'm on the West Coast. Okay, make a donation, sponsor an ad in our program booklet, sponsor some students, sponsor the scholarship fund. There's so many ways that people can be involved, and we really need you, because this work is very hard, and we will not be able to continue moving forward if we don't have people help us. Particularly the ones we've already inducted and celebrated and honored and loved. We want y'all to come back, come back. We love y'all.
And they do. A lot of them I spoke to, they're coming or they're going to support in some kind of way with sharing their experience with being part of Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. I think it's a brilliant thing that you do, and so many women get an opportunity or don't get the opportunity to be recognized for their work for so many years. I know you are also a songwriter. I'm a playwright, so I wrote the songs, many of the songs for many of the gospel shows that I produced, and so I know that that industry and love it and miss it. So I'm going to be getting back to that. It's a whole nother show, but So one of the things you do is scholarships. I think it's super important to talk about that. How you're beyond the icons, how is Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame nurturing the next generation of songwriters?
Sure. So we're doing that by creating space that will allow them to grow. And, there are several other groups and organizations that do offer songwriting contests and boot camps and things like that. But I don't think that there's ever too many or opportunities for young girls and young adults, young women there's never enough for that. It doesn't hurt for me to do this too, because we need it. Statistically, we hear year after year after year that women make 80 cents for every dollar to their male counterparts. Some of you may not have heard that, but it's been a saying for a really, really, really long time. So I ask, well, how much longer do we have to hear that women only make 80 cents on the dollar compared to their male counterparts? We've been hearing that for 20 years. When are we going to fix it? So I feel the same way with this. If you have songwriting boot camps and contests, there's never too many of these. And this will allow us to continue to help emerging artists and support them. But we also have webinars and resource fairs. Like we're doing something where you bring in your instrument, and we have a guy that's coming to on Friday night. If you have your guitar is out of tune, he'll look at it and tell you what you need to do to fix it, and just things like that. And then some of those instruments that will be donated, we will give to emerging artists that come in for our songwriting workshops or webinars, and however we can help. So that part is about giving back to the community itself. But we this is 2025, and we live in a world right now that money is really, really important. And I'm just going to be real honest with everybody. It takes money. It takes a lot of volunteers and manpower for anything. to sustain, and we do need that help in that way as well. But there's never enough opportunity or creating opportunities, and not just for young women and emerging artists, for all women. We are the only award show solely for women songwriters and composers that I know of.
Well, thank you for being a pioneer. Thank you so much. But before you go, I want to share your video.
This summer, a celebration like no other. The Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame presents 5 Years of Legends, the 5th Anniversary Awards Gala, on June 20th and 21st, 2025, at the beautiful Mead Center for American Theater in Washington, D.C. 2 unforgettable days of music, legacy, and powerful storytelling, honoring the women who wrote the soundtrack to our lives. Hosted by television personality and entrepreneur Claudia Jordan. This year's event celebrates 12 internationally acclaimed women of song, plus electrifying live performances by Ness Powers, Evelyn Rubio, Mallow Hill, and Robert Christian Jordan, with red carpet beats by DJ Supreme DeBarber, and the bold, theatrical brilliance of Women on Fire. Founded by Dr. Janice McLean DeLoatch, the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame is dedicated to honoring and empowering female composers, opening doors for future generations of women in music. Tickets are on sale now. Reserve your seat today for a weekend of legacy, inspiration, and unforgettable moments. Visit womensongwritershalloffame.org to learn more. Grab your tickets. Be there, where her story takes center stage.
Wow, that's awesome. I cannot wait. This year is going to be phenomenal. I just can't wait. So thank you, Janice. Thank you so much for all that you do, the hard work. I know it takes a lot. I've been there, so I see the work.
Yeah.
Wait to be there and continue to support you in this journey of recognizing some of the most amazing songwriters. Women are not getting enough recognition, and they're out there. So we got some amazing ladies that are gonna come up and share a little bit about their story. I can't wait. So thank you, Janice. Thank you for being here. Thank you for pioneering this and doing all that you do.
Well, I thank you, Dr. Berry, for allowing me to be here tonight, and to all of the wonderful ladies that are here on this call tonight. I can't wait to hear from you, and I can't wait to see you. Can't wait, excited. So I love y'all, and I thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, it's going to be a night. Okay, we're going to have some amazing women come up. Our first guest, she is a Tony Award-winning legend. Let me say that again. Legend. Okay, singer and actress Melba Moore has carved her name in music history with chart-topping hits and iconic stage roles. Known for her soaring vocals and dynamic performances, she continues to inspire, most recently with her new single, No Filter. All right, please welcome Miss Melba Moore.
Woo! Thank you. Wow.
Oh my God. You are
approval. Thank you.
You are such an amazing vocalist, legend, actress. Oh my God, I grew up listening to your music. So it just warms my heart that you would be here and be part of the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Thank you. It sounds like it's breaking territory once again.
Yes, it is an inspirational event, inspiring that all the work that many of these women have done over the years, and now they're being recognized for that work. A lot of songs that we hear women have produced, and you never know or hear about the women who are producing. You don't hear about a lot of the vocals and the the arrangers and all of the women that go into, or all of the parts that go into producing a song are by a lot of amazing women that you just don't get an opportunity to hear. But this show, Women Songwriters Hall of Fame, is that opportunity for these women to be recognized. So
it's going to be exciting to see for the first time in some cases things that you might have been very familiar with, but you didn't know some important details about how they came to be, and who did it. So that's going to be nice. I mean, an interesting new approach to some of the many, many wonderful events we have, but this is new in a different way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you're doing some amazing things right now. You got some new music out. So tell us about the new exciting things that you're doing.
Well, one of them is called No Filter, which I think is, what can I say? It's jazz, it's old school, it's new, it's house, it's dance, it's it's when people hear it though, and they hear all the different aspects of the ensemble that's presenting the whole thing, it reminds me of something that Ella Fitzgerald would have done.
Okay. Awesome.
I mean, that kind of excellence and energy and musicianship. And I'm excited to be a part of it, I mean, because what it does is like it makes me relevant.
Well, let me tell you, you're relevant. You've been relevant. You are always going to be relevant. Let me just go ahead and give you flowers right now.
Fresh and wonderful. It's live. What can I tell you? I don't know. It's like this organization and what it's doing in terms of bringing your attention to some things that we live with, we know, and everything, but it's like a new day somehow.
It is. It is. Now, you are someone who has broke barriers on Broadway and R&B, and has shaped songwriting and had a journey in different genres. How do you navigate, and how do you decide, okay, I'm going to do this genre, how do you make that decision?
I make the decision now because I've been doing it so long. I kind of know at least what I can't do. If somebody presents something to me, I say, oh no, I'm not going to be able to do that. Or maybe it's the subject, maybe something that I know I can't talk about that, or that's not a subject for me. I mean, I kind of know what I can't do. But what's interesting about life, I think, and God, is that you never can really quite find out what you can do sometimes until you hear it. There's, oh, wait a minute, what is this here? And this is something, this feels like I could do this, that's how I feel about No Filter, because I did a song with George Pettis and Angela called I'm Just Doing Me. And I think it kind of tells me the spirit of it, which then I am the spokesperson, I guess, for everybody in their own lives. Everybody's just doing them. Who else can you do? But when you hear it presented in a beautiful, well-constructed and performed piece of art or music, you say, oh, let's get on the dance floor, do something, I mean, if it's music. And so, when I heard it, George Pettis, who wrote it and is the keyboardist on it and produced it, did the demo. So it was a man's voice, but you could just hear the spirit of it. And that it's very sophisticated, but it's very simple, like you people are.
Wow. Now, you've sustained an extraordinary career over decades. What does this honor from the Women's Songwriting Hall of Fame mean to you personally?
Well, maybe similar to Angie Stone, whom I loved and knew, allows me to think of myself maybe for the first time as a songwriter. Bring my attention to it. Because I've been so focused on the entrepreneurial aspect of it and growing as a vocalist, I've left the songwriting to people that I consider experts at that, because for me, it would have taken a lot of focus and learning and attention to develop as that. So I kind of put it aside for the few songs that I've written and decided to try to keep my tempo, my voice, my health, continue to be strong and creative and fresh as I continue to get older, which continues to be a greater and greater challenge. So I really wasn't focused on, I certainly wasn't thinking about anybody bringing attention to the fact that I've written songs. Now I remember I used to like doing that, but I haven't had a chance to pay attention to it.
Well, we certainly remember all of your music. So what do you think is missing when it comes to recognizing women in music? You've been here for decades. So what has transitioned and over the years, and what do you think, where are the gaps at? What do you feel we could do?
I think this organization is the beginning of it. When we bring attention and celebrate each other, other people will do it too. And they'll do it in all different areas. It's like the root and the stem and the blossom. This is the beginning. As a matter of fact, only in the last maybe 20 years or so have we been able to celebrate ourselves at all, period. I know when I was first coming out with recordings 40, maybe 50 years ago, all we had was Ebony and Jet magazine. We didn't have any press. We had nobody to bring the message. It was almost like we were door-to-door salesmen. Mm-hmm. Now you have the media and you have a place in it that you fought for so that we can have a voice. We can't do this by ourselves. You can't do it by yourselves. We have to celebrate and support each other. Mm-hmm. This is the beginning of that next era that has been built on the foundation of us all being whoever we are, and God allowing us to evolve into the point where we can now actually take a moment and raise the funds and everything else to celebrate ourselves and each other. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think at first we have to do it and continue in that skill, and then at a certain point we can celebrate it. Which, I mean, we celebrated in just developing it, but we're at a more sophisticated level now because society's evolved and been at peace with ourselves and allowed to grow and develop. And when there's warfare going on, literal warfare like there is now, you can't develop anything. Everything is in survival. And of course, Afrocentric people have been in that mode for millennia, just surviving. Mm-hmm. Now that we've done that long enough, we kind of got that down a little bit, we can celebrate each other. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's my humble opinion.
Right. Awesome. And you've worked with so many amazing people. Tell us who was one of your favorites, or give us a couple of one of your favorites or some defining moments of working with some amazing people.
Oh God, there's so many.
I know.
Okay, where shall I begin? I'll probably start with some of the people that I remember because I get to tell the story so often. One of them, of course, now in retrospect, I never thought that the relationship and the talent of myself and people that I've worked with, like Valerie Simpson, would come to this point. Mm-hmm. Because when we started, we were excited. We were going to do business and everything, but you had no idea where it was going to go. I mean, we weren't stupid, but you ain't got no, crystal ball. I mean, I always knew that, for instance, I'll take one person. I always knew that after I spent a little time around her, that Valerie Simpson was a natural entrepreneur. She was always in charge of the record sessions that she hired everybody for. Mm-hmm. And one of the recording sessions turned out to be for a gentleman by the name of Galt McDermott, who was he wrote all the music, and he was the keyboardist and the composer for the Broadway show Hair. And they were still casting. Well, I didn't know anything about theater. I hadn't even been to see a play. But at the end of the day, he told us that they were still casting for the show, and anybody who was on, and they were looking for strong singers. I guess it could have been strong Black singers or anything. But Hair was really about hippies and really breaking all the barriers and all the rules and opening everybody up to love. I mean, the human experience of loving and caring for each other. So I remember Valerie said, well, I don't want to do that. They don't pay no money. I'm going to see if I can sell my songs as a songwriter. And of course she did. Mm-hmm. I said, wait a minute. I like that idea. Maybe they're going to tell me, teach me how to act on the job. They're going to put me in a Broadway show and then teach me how to act while I'm there. And I'm going to take that. I think I'd like that. And I went that direction. I wound up being, I was staying in the show for a whole year and a half. But to make a long story a little shorter, because I was in that place, I wound up replacing Diane Keaton, who was a female lead. And she left a whole bunch of other people. And because it was a hippie show and they really weren't racist, I got to be the first Black actress to replace a white actress who just happened to turn out to be Miss Diane Keaton. I mean, there are many, many, many instances where I'll think of when I got the Tony Award. It was very, very racist. But if those people hadn't decided, we're going to open a place for this young woman to at least be nominated. I think I was the first Black actress to be even nominated as supporting actress in a Broadway musical. And of course, I got the Tony Award. Wow. But so many things happened because it feels like you're in the right place at the right time. But when it happens so many times, you know that there is a God in heaven. You try to look at and say, okay, well, what am I going to focus on? I got to get in charge of this and try to figure out some kind of order. And as things continued on, I felt like, well, gee, I just followed music and theater came out of it. Maybe I should stay with music. I've kind of done that. And I think that's what's happened. I've done a lot of things that weren't just music, but it came out of the music.
Wow. Yes, you are certainly a legend, and I'll say it and say it. You have certainly been an amazing performer, both R&B, Broadway. You've done some tremendous work, and I'm looking forward to seeing you this weekend to honor you.
Yes, I'm getting dressed.
Your work. I know you got some fabulous dresses. I've already heard about the things that you are going to be wearing. Yes. So I can't wait to see you this weekend in Washington, D.C. at the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. If you are listening and you want to be here, make sure that you go to Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame.org and get your tickets so you can be there to experience some phenomenal women being inducted into the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. So I thank you so much for being here and much success to you.
Thank you. Thank you for giving us power. Thank you.
Yes. That is part of my mission as well, is to support women in business and entertainment. Yes. So God bless you. And I look forward to seeing you.
Thank you. Me too. See you there.
All righty. Our next guest is also an amazing woman, Miss Brenda Russell. Brenda Russell returns with You Know What It's Like, a sultry new single co-written with Roberta Flack, the Grammy-winning legend's first release from her upcoming album, Songpainter, marks a soulful comeback, blending timeless romance with classic R&B, jazz, flair, honoring a career rich in passion, artistry, and iconic collaborations. Please welcome Miss Brenda Russell.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you. I love that cover.
Yeah, that's the cover of my single, and thank you so much. You've been fantastic. I love that interview with Melba. She's so wise, and I just love her.
Yes, and you've worked with her as well.
What did you say, Jim?
And you worked with her.
I don't think we've ever worked together, but I will tell you a beautiful story about how I met her. She talked about Hair when she was in the musical Hair. She's a very humble person, but she was a legend then. Okay, I mean, you said she was a legend, but she was a legend then because that show featured her beauty so much, and everybody knew about Melba. So I went to audition one day for Hair because it was like I was driven. I have to be in this show. So I'm in this little room with all these young people auditioning, and I'm standing next to this other young lady, and it's a very small room. And I said, "Oh, are you auditioning?" And the whole room fell out laughing. Everybody else just fell out because it was Melba Moore. I didn't know what she looked like, but I sure knew who she was. And so all these people auditioning, they all knew who she was, but I didn't, and they just thought it was funny. But she was a star then.
Wow. Wow. You've worked with some amazing people, including just an array of artists, including Babyface,
Mm.
Mary J. Blige, Michael McDonald, Bow Wow, Janet Jackson, Donna Summers, Earth, Wind and Fire, Ray Charles, Luther Vandross. The list goes on and on. Roberta Flack, El Jarreau, Johnny Mathis. I mean, it goes on and on and on and on. We'll be here all day. You you have done some amazing, remarkable work in your career. Tell us a little bit about your backstory. How did you discover that this talent you have for writing?
Well, I was born into it because my mother was a songwriter, right? And when I was like a baby, she was writing songs and singing them to me when I could sing. And she would make me sing the harmonies and everything. She was deep into it, but it wasn't a lot of work for young Black songwriters, female. you know, it was a tough road. But I grew up thinking all mommies did that. I thought all mommies write songs because my mommy did. And so when I went to school finally, I was asking the kids, did your mommy write songs? They're like, no. But anyway, that's what got me before I even knew what songwriting was. And then my dad, he was a fantastic singer, unbelievable singer. Like Nat King Cole told my dad once, before he was famous, by the way, if I had a voice like yours, I'd be rich. Nat King Cole said that to my dad. So, he was pretty amazing, but not a pushing person, very gentle. And so he inspired me a lot. He used to bring home books of songs from theaters because he had to sing a lot of these songs. And I'd get him to sing it for me, happy, happy, talk, happy, all these fun theatrical tunes. And I think that's when I got my first bite of theater. So both my parents inspired me.
Hmm. Your songs are known for their emotional depth and complex chord progressions. How do you balance musicality with lyrical storytelling?
How do I balance which? I didn't quite hear the question.
Musicality with lyrical, so you balance. How do you balance the musical parts and the stories that are behind the music?
Oh, well, I see it as a gift, first of all. So I listen. That's what I do. I listen to hear the music. And that's, my desire to do this. Anyone, the desire to do that, whatever it is you want to dream about, whatever it is you think you can't do anything else but this, that's a good sign because then you just go for that.
Mhm, mhm. So there are women and young women who are interested or not sure how to get into their creativity as far as writing. What would you suggest for them?
As far as writing,
Mhm.
mm, I suggest to write what you feel or what you're experiencing or what someone else's experience, anything. You know, you just open your mind to being a listener. You know what I'm saying? And my first song, my first hit song was "So Good, So Right," 1979. And when I wrote that song, I was having a dinner party, and I went to wash the dishes after dinner, and the song kept coming in my head. So good, so right. So I went into the living room. I started to write the song. My dinner guest was still there. But when you're driven with music, everything else falls away. You just have to do it, or you'll forget it, which is the worst nightmare. But anyway, that's how I wrote that. So good, so right. Because you know, when you hear something, you know this is special. You got to do it now.
So how does it feel to you to be honored for your work? Like I said, the list, I'm looking at this list and it's like 3 pages long of the people that you have worked with. I mean, Nancy Wilson, some people I did like Nancy Wilson, Stevie Wonder, Flo Rida. Okay. I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Layla Hathaway, Ramsey Lewis, Patti LaBelle, Dave Koz, just so many amazing artists. So, what is this honor of being inducted in Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame mean to you at this stage in your career?
It's fantastic because, as Melba was saying, it's nice to be recognized for your endeavors, because this is the first time it's really come to me in this way, and I'm so appreciative and grateful for it. And the whole environment of this is so wonderful for Black women, or any kind of women, really. That's what they're doing. And I'm just delighted and happy.
Well, I am delighted. I'm delighted. I'm honored to be a part of it, and honored to look forward to seeing you this weekend, getting your award and being inducted into Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. If you are watching and you love all the artists that I just mentioned, and Miss,
And don't forget The Color Purple.
Yeah, tell us about that. I want to hear about that. Tell me about that before we go, because that's one of my favorite movies. About your involvement in that.
The first movie was, people loved it, and people were skeptical when we did the musical, because how do you sing The Color Purple? But we did. We went to Broadway. It took us 5 years to write the show.
Wow.
And then we took it to Broadway. And then it went back to Broadway in 2015. And our leading ladies won Tonys, both of them, LaShawne's and Cynthia Erivo, who's killing it right now. And you know, we found her in London. We went to London to see her perform in the Color Purple in London. And when this woman came on the stage, we were dying, you know. And when I went back to talk to her, I didn't know what to say because I couldn't speak. You know, I was just like, the only thing I could say to her was, "You are such a star." Wow. That's what I felt.
Wow. I mean, you mentioned that it took 5 years. A lot of times people think, you know, you're just gonna get those songs and the show comes up quickly. No.
There you are.
It takes time for a show, especially a Broadway show. I'm a playwright, so it takes time just to do a play. But a Broadway play with all the things that are involved with the music alone, just the music part, and then the acting and the staging and the full production, the whole production may take 5 years. So
you're talking to me.
You're there in New York with the production of The Color Purple, and so I'm looking forward to you being part of Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. So, is any encouraging words that you might have for some of the songwriters, because their first night is a songwriters competition. And so there'll be many women there sharing their music. Do you have any encouraging words for any of those women?
Well, it's like a frequency that you tune into when you're writing music. It's a certain frequency in your brain that you just get to because of the desire and the love and the passion. If you don't have passion about it, probably not a good idea. But if you can't see yourself doing anything else but music, because that's how I was. I said a prayer to God, like, God, please don't give me a 9-to-5 job. I just want to do music, And he answered my prayer.
Wow. And you have certainly done well. I'm looking at all the amazing awards behind you.
Thank you.
You've certainly been doing the work for many, many years. You too are a legend in music.
I love Melba, and also I'm a big fan of Janice Ian. And the first time I heard her, I looked back and I realized that was my first songwriting lesson. When she had a song called Society's Child, and I was very young, and I heard it, and it was like she created a story and a vision that wasn't being done at that time. She was very articulate, and she was talking about an interracial a relationship. I was done. I was like, who is this and where is she?
Wow.
She taught me how to get serious about the lyric,
Wow.
Make a message that you want people to feel.
That's it. I think some of the best songs are those who have very strong, clear, emotional messages.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that the songs that I've written that hurt the most to write, like literally crying writing it, those are the songs that people love. The ones that are breaking you down and to create it, but people love that because they feel something, that they feel where it came from.
Well, I certainly thank you. Thank you for being here and sharing your story. And I look forward to seeing you on the red carpet on this Saturday at the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame in Washington, D.C. If you have not got your tickets, go to Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame.org and grab your tickets today and see.
Thank you, Dr. Berry.
You're very welcome. 10 amazing women. Some of them will be here on Courageous Woman Live during the week. Yo-Yo is supposed to be here, but she just called and said she's at the airport. And but I know these ladies have busy lives. And also Miss Regina Belle is in transit traveling, and there's some inclement weather. So we will see them again. We'll see them sometime this week. So stay tuned. If you're not subscribed to Courageous Woman, make sure you go to courageouswomanmag.com and you'll get that information. Subscribe to our channel, our YouTube channel, subscribe to our newsletter, and you'll learn about all the things that we have been doing for 14 years with Courageous Woman. So make sure that you subscribe, and that you'll know all the things that we're doing, as well as this week when some of the other ladies will be on from the Women's Songwriters Hall of Fame. Until next time, I thank you. I thank Melba. I thank Janice for being here. You have been a phenomenal guest. Thank you for joining me. Your words and your music and your journey have helped shape soundtracks of our lives, but continue to inspire new generations of women who write, who speak, who sing boldly. And that's what it's about. That's what we need. So thank you so much. We are honored to shine the light on your legacy, and we look forward to the 2025 Women Songwriters Hall of Fame induction ceremony this Saturday, June 21st in Washington, D.C.
Thank
It's a
you.
long overdue celebration of women whose words have moved the world. So I'm giving you your flowers.
I appreciate it.
Thank you. And to all our viewers, stay courageous, stay creative, and keep supporting women in business, women in entertainment, women who write the stories we all sing along with. Until next time, this is Courageous Woman Magazine Live, and I'm Dr. Telishia Berry. See you next time.